Hey y'all, so Aoki Lee Simons, Kimora Lee Simons' daughter, wrote a poem about her feelings about white girls, and I guess it was for a summer writing or poetry program, and she shared the poem on her Instagram account, and she ended up having to take the poem down because of all the negative backlash. And I will read the poem to you and then share my own personal thoughts about it. But just a heads up, like, I completely understand where she's coming from. All right, so I'll start reading. It says, I am sensitive to white girls when they get the boys, the jobs, the things I wanted, even if they don't get them, those rare times. They never wonder if it is because of the color of their skin, and I am left to wonder if I lost out because of mine. I am sensitive to white girls, or perhaps the word is jealous, so aware of them when they walk through the world free from those kinds of doubts. One less thing on their shoulders, one less worry to bear. I am sensitive for white girls, for the doubts we all face, the glass ceilings we all try to break, discrimination we all fight. But I can't help but wonder about white girls. How does it feel to not constantly be told you are not beautiful or not enough in this hurtful world? Aoki Lee Simons. Okay, listen, like, I feel this on such a deep level, and I completely understand where she's coming from. I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood, but it was like a poor white neighborhood, just outside of Baltimore, and I was harassed every day. I was called the N-word every day, faced so much racism. I was called the N-word and the B-word combined. So it's like, what the fuck? And then when I went to college, I went to a really good school, top 1% of universities in the world. And so I was no longer around poor white people, I was around rich white people. And these rich white people, of course, they didn't call me the N-word to my face or anything, but they would ostracize me, and they would kind of like avoid me because they thought I was different. And aside from that, like, I have this story I want to share, which is about this black doctor in Baltimore. At the time he was in Baltimore, he's no longer there anymore. But when he was in Baltimore, apparently he met this younger white girl at a convenience store. Mind you, this man is, at the time the man was 53, and the girl he met was 22. So apparently he thought this little white girl was attractive, and he gave her, well, she gave him her number. And you know, they went on a couple of dates. He found out the girl was homeless, and so he was like, oh, okay, well, you can come live with me. At the time he was living in the Ritz-Carlton, a very affluent place in Baltimore. And he allowed this girl to live with him. Pretty much a stranger, right? Okay. He finds out within a couple of weeks that this girl is a heroin addict. Okay. He also finds out that this girl used to live in abandoned houses in Baltimore City, which are called bandos on the street. So she used to live in bandos. He also found out that this girl has 2 children that she abandoned by 2 different men, by two different black men, and the doctor is black. Okay, now this is a doctor and this is a dentist. He could have any woman he wanted, pretty much. Baltimore is a predominantly black city, and the fact that out of all the women he decided to help and allow in his home, he decided to choose a white heroin addict who has 2 baby daddies by 2 different men. Okay, he ends up spending well over $30,000 on her heroin, her rehab attempts, her rent, her phone bills, her storage bills, all of that. He paid everything for her. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, like this white woman had nothing to offer. I mean, like nothing to offer but problems. And this went on for several years. This went on for like 2 years. And I was just like, whoa. Like, could you ever imagine someone helping out like a strung out black woman like that? Like, imagine a black woman being addicted to heroin. I mean, could you see someone, a doctor, a dentist and a doctor, could you imagine seeing someone give all of this to a black heroin addict, like a strung out black woman heroin addict? Like, if anyone knows of a case of this happening, please share it with me, because it'll just help me to like not feel so bad about this happening. But I'm just like, wow, like white women really don't have to be anything to get really great treatment. Like, they don't have to be or do any or be good. They don't have to be good people. They don't have to offer anything. They don't have to be smart. They don't have to be they don't have to do well to get great things. But the same doctor told me that, oh yeah, the reason why I didn't, you know, marry or date any black women when I was in Baltimore is because they're all hood rats. And I'm like thinking to myself, oh my God, you're gonna call black women hood rats, but you were with a white hood rat who, I mean, like, what is this is the very definition of a hood rat. Anyone who is living in abandoned homes and anyone who is like addicted to heroin is the definition of a hood rat. The very definition of a hood rat. Like I wish, I mean, I understand, I love her poem, like I understand it. And the reason why I understand it is because like I've seen this in my own life. I've seen other people treat white women better, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I wish that women of color, particularly black women, were treated like that as a whole, you know? Like, I mean, wow. I mean, I don't know. I think that's kind of crazy. But yeah, so the poem, very interesting to think about. I'm glad she wrote it, and I'm sad that she took it down. But it really does shed some light on some of the inequalities that even within the female demographic kind of struggle with. Like, it just shows the inequalities within the female demographic that are still prevalent in America. And I don't really have much to say anymore, but I wanted to share that story and get that off my chest and ask you all, like, I mean, do you see black women being cared for even though they don't have much to offer? Because there are a lot of white women who are being cared for and they don't offer anything except for the fact that they're a white woman. And it's like, I have to say that I don't want to be a white woman. I just wish, and I love being a woman, and I love being black, and I love being a black woman. It's just that I wish that somehow I lived in an environment, in circumstances where black women were treated just as well as that. Like, that would be great. All right, I'm gonna sign off now. Please leave comments and let me know what you think, and if you can give me any examples. Bye.